What's up, guys? I'm out here with the Eclipse right now, and I think you see what's in the background over here, but I'm about to get started on hooking up this auxiliary fuel system to see, where I'm at with this motor and kind of get it set up to working with the inline fuel pump. But we're gonna get it hooked up today and see what we got. So a little bit of plumbing, a little bit of wiring, we'll be good. Man, I don't care what nobody says, that car looked good. It might be ragged out, paint faded, top tore all to hell, no door handles, but it's still, like, if you just think about the car with a nice paint job, it just looks good. Alright guys, so far this is what I got. I got my fuel tank sitting up here, all ghetto fabulous, whatever. Got my 10 AN going into my inline fuel filter, 10 AN going into my inline fuel pump. Then I've got it going into my check valve here, and that reduces down to 8 AN. And I got the wires. I'm going to run it to a battery that's going to be separate of the car. Probably just put it in the passenger seat or something. I'm just trying to run it today. And then I got a reducer. It goes from 8 AN to 6 AN. And then I'm going to run my line from here on into the engine bay to the fuel rail. My 6 AN line, I'm gonna run up into this. I've got adapters for that. And then I'm gonna come out on the other side. Come out with 6 AN. I've got a short length out to my fuel pressure regulator here. And then I'll come out the bottom of the fuel pressure regulator with the rest of my 6 AN line back to my fuel tank. Alright guys, right now I'm basically changing out these fittings on the high flow fuel rail, and all it is this right here. Got two of these for a 6 AN fitting, and I'll just scoot those on, that'll be it. Alright guys, so I'm a little frustrated, as you can see. If you look at this AEM high flow fuel rail here, guys, these pins right here, I had them hammered way on up in there. And look at this. Backed out. And I'm missing one. I ain't even drove the car. I'm glad I didn't. They'd have fell out then. I had fuel going everywhere. So guess what? Your boy's going back to the stock fuel rail with an adapter for an AN fitting on either end. For now anyway. So that's what we're doing right now to get it running. Got the old fuel rail back in there with the AN fitting adapters, 6 AN. I'm gonna go ahead and hook all my junk back up, run my lines. Only thing I'm gonna have a problem with, looks like right here. I'm gonna have to cut something. That little metal thing is gonna be right in the way of where my fitting is gonna go. That ain't gonna fly. Bang! Cut it. I'm routing my AN lines right now, and I had to bend back some metal right here. I'll probably cut it later, but and it's real tight right there. It's not touching, so I think we'll be good. That's gonna go to my regulator. Plus it'll be different on the other car, but for right now we're just testing. And then I'm gonna come over from this other side here, this line. And I got it running up under the hood, around to here, and then it's gonna go up to my fuel pump. I'm gonna have the fuel pump hanging down to make sure it's below the tank. And then I'll run the regulator on the other side, and then run my return back, set it up, and see what it'll do. Alright, I had to take this intake up out of the way to get this one right here connected. And then I basically routed it up under that and going back through there. I'm gonna put this intake hose back on, and then I'm gonna run my regulator and my return. Okay, so I've got my fuel regulator here, installed my gauge on it, 100 PSI gauge, my supply, my return, capped off the other end, vacuum reference, boost reference, And then this is my adjustment nut on top. Gonna pipe this in. Let me get a shot of this. Thing looks good sitting right there. Probably gonna take the hood off of the car, just so I can see quickly what's going on. After consulting my buddy that knows a lot more about race cars than me, he told me that I need to put my return on the top like I thought originally. But anyway, did that. Check valve, fuel filter, fuel pump, check valve, send line, 2 rail, 2 regulator, 2 tank. Put some gas in it. I let the top back so we could rig this thing up. I might drive it. I might drive it down the road like this. Who knows? I've done crazier stuff. But anyway, that's where we're at with it. I'm gonna fill her up with gas. So I'm gonna see what kind of power I got going to my pump here. My pump's doing. Safety glasses, safety first. That pump is just nestled in there. That thing looks good sitting right there. Alright. Got my big old battery. It's got charge on it. I just checked the voltage. It's like 12 point something. Anyway, got my little setup here. You see how I did that? I'm gonna tighten it up some. Just tighten it on the post there. Let's get my negative. Now as soon as I put this on here, it should turn on. Yeah, see, we got power. Cool. So let's prime up our system. Let's see how much pressure we got. She's getting, it ain't even that loud, y'all. It ain't even that loud. I can hear myself talk. Let's see what we got as far as pressure. If we have any leaks. Alright, let's see here. Oops. No leak. No leak. So we're at about 30 almost. 30 psi. Probably we need to be at about 35 at run it if it's gonna run. I don't see any leaks, you guys. I think we're on to something. Let's try and start it. All right, let me turn my fuel pump on. I'm gonna try to start this mug. Alright, it's in gear, but it did run. It did run. And we're at like 30 psi, so let's give it a little more pressure. I want like 35. That's what I'm wanting. So, we'll loosen this Jessie up a little more. Keep this little thing in my back pocket right here. Alright. So we're running. Squeaking like hell. Got 40 psi of pressure. I don't want to run it too long. It doesn't have any coolant in it. So yeah, after it's been sitting here for months, it does run. That beeping's about to drive me insane. What in the world? Well, I know one way to stop it. Disconnect. That sucker ran. That is awesome. That's freaking awesome, you guys. I've been waiting to hear this sucker. I'll tell you what. Take a sip of my Coca-Cola. Wow. Let's put some water in it. Alright guys, now that I've ran it a minute and I found, like, I think all the boost leaks and vacuum leaks and everything else, I know I can't check the oil because there's no dipstick and there's something shoved down in there. So what we're going to do is change the oil so we know how much is in it. And I'm going to change the spark plugs because they're running a little rough. So that's what we're going to do. Wow, there was oil in it. I wonder how much. L. And by the way, these are awesome if you don't have a pair. Snap-on makes them, Cornwell makes them. And I've made a mess, as per the usual. Alright. Get these mugs right here. Clamp down on there real good and you just turn. Of course you want to loosen it, not tighten it. Worked great. Drained enough. I don't care about getting every last drop out. Get this filter off. Take a little bit of our oil here. Get on my finger. And put on this seal. Get it. Put your filter on there. Doesn't need to be much tighter than that. You won't be able to get it off next time. The consensus is that this thing takes about 4.5 to 5 quarts. Since we don't have a dipstick, we're going to put 4.5 in it. Gotta change the spark plugs just for good measure. I'm pretty sure it got flooded at some point, so I'm going to do this one at a time. Put it all back together. Then we'll start up again. I'd like to share with you guys on spark plug number 3. Check it out. Found our misfire. Look at that, guys. It's kind of hard to spark when you got nothing there. You know it? Wow. It's probably embedded in the piston, but you know what, at this point, does it really matter? No. Send it. Fresh oil, fresh plugs, coolant, new fuel system. We know it runs. Let's see what it sounds like now, guys. Get my fuel pressure up. Neutral check. Wow. Wow. Sounds a lot better, guys. 35. See what happens when we give it a little bit of throttle. Smells like gas in here. Let me get an exhaust shot. Do it again. Alright. What's up, guys? I haven't quite figured out the idle thing, but I've eliminated all of the sketchy vacuum lines that go to random stuff on here, evap sensors and such. Plugged off all the ports that aren't needed. Hopefully pretty well. I may have a small leak here. It's still idling kind of funny. Blocked off all the extra stuff on the intake. I got the blow-off valve venting here, which that may have a leak, who knows. I got all my vacuum lines tied up down here. We ran it. It idled a little better. It's still kind of huck-a-bucking a little bit. What's up, guys? I'm out here about to pull the motor out of the Eclipse, and I'm gonna show y'all what I have to do and everything to get it out. But get this thing pulled out. I got it running pretty good. The idle's a little odd. I mean, whatever. I can figure that out on the other car. No big deal. But I mean, I have to pull the motor out of this car. I've got to pull all the wiring harness out. So I basically got to pull the dash out. Maybe. We'll see. Because I have to get the instrument cluster and all that for the other car. But I'm going to shuffle some stuff around over here. Get this car pulled in a different way. And then we'll get started on it. Alright, guys. I got my workstation set up. Got everything, you know, moved around. Got the Miata sitting right there. Got the old Eclipse right here. I'm gonna start pulling this motor out. Got my tools set up here. Looking good, looking good. Ready to get started on it. So I'm taking this engine and transmission all out together in one assembly. So what I have to do first is I have to get the axles out of the transmission. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna undo that, knock it down, and undo that wishbone thing. Be able to pull it back enough to get the axle out of the transmission. And then I'll undo all the stuff up here, all the wires and everything. And then I'll go from there. I'm gonna undo this here. And the wishbone down here. I'm gonna take this off. Hit it with a hammer to loosen it up. It drops down on the nut, and you can take the nut the rest of the way off. Should be able to anyway. Now it's wanting to spin. Heat, get it every time. I'm gonna get up under there and I'm gonna use a pry bar to push that axle out. Alright. Camera. I'll show you guys what we're looking at here. See right here? That's where the axle goes into the transmission. Take your pry bar right here on this little pedestal. And you just pop it back. See if we got it far enough out. And now no fluid's coming out, probably because I got the car jacked up pretty high. Anyway, we got to do the same thing on the other side. So anyway, I'll show you all the other side is a short axle, front wheel drive life, you know. I'm gonna undo that same nut on this side, same way I did the other side. Pop that axle out, and then we'll go from there. Alright, so now I'm trying to figure out if I need to unplug each individual connector or if there's like some central harness somewhere. So that's what I'm looking for now. Once I find it, I'll unplug that and then I'll start draining the cooling system and all that stuff. I'm about to pull this radiator out. Boom, boom, knock them bolts out right there. And disconnect the fans. It might be some bolts in the bottom, I don't know. I'm gonna do that real quick. We'll save these brackets. We may need them. Alright, one connector here. And one connector here. Disconnect those and I should be able to just pull this radiator on out of here. I've already disconnected the lower hose, the upper hose, the degas bottle, all that good stuff. Where's my trim tool? If you don't have one of these, you should get one. If you do any work on cars. Check it out. Off. Pull out. This over to the side. Alright. Let's see what we got here. That pulled up. That pulled up. The radiator's out, guys. It's out. Alright, taking the intake off. Loosen that clamp. Disconnect this connector here. It's a little tight. No big deal. That's where I capped off all that stuff. There's one vacuum line here on the bottom. Pull him off. That goes to the turbo. Set this aside. Alright. We need this little solenoid right here for right now. But we'll probably just take these lines off. And we'll take that off when we take the harness off. Alright. This coolant hose here, it can stay. So now we just got to figure out what all we got to disconnect. On this before we can pull it out. Power steering lines. Winds today, guys. It's ridiculous. It's full. Yep. Called that. What I can do, give y'all a quick update on what I've gotten done. Basically, I got like charge pipes out of here, out of the way. Starting to take the wiring loose. And just trying to figure out where it all goes so I can keep it all together. So when I put it back on the other car, it won't be such a mess. Anyway, just a little update. Intercooler right here, little bitty thing. Anyway, took the front bumper off, get more access to everything. Got my little pile of parts over here that I need to keep. Got some fog lights, keep those. my radiator. So guys, I'm in here getting this wiring out. It don't look like I did nothing in here, but I have. Anyway, I've gotten up under the dash. I did all of that. I'm coming through into the center where the ECM is, which I've gotten that out. And a friend of mine, he sold me a GSX, like, it's been like 8 years ago, and he gave me a spare ECU with it. And he said, whatever you do, if you sell this car, don't sell this ECU. And I've still got it in my storage shed right now. So I may even use that one. But here's the ECU for this. I'm going to finish up with the wiring, and then I'm going to start pulling that Jesse out. I got the wires pulled through the firewall. Everything pretty much disconnected from what I can see. I can't see everything. But it should be able to be pulled out now. All my stray lines that were connected, AC, all that crap. Cool. The only thing I got left to disconnect before pulling it out is these heater core hoses. Probably just cut them. Won't need them. But I'm going to hook up the engine hoist now and put some tension on it, undo the motor mounts, and start pulling on it. So here we go. Okay, I've got the engine hoist hooked up now. I'm going to unbolt the motor mounts for the trans, the engine, all that. Got some tension on here right now. And then we're going to see where we stand with it. Sometimes you have to cut an axle in half because you don't go. Got it out. Hopefully all in one piece. It's out. Now I gotta get the rest of the wiring off of this thing and then get it out of here, out of the way. But it's the moment we've all been waiting for right here. There's the clutch pressure plate, heat spotted. They had one of those 6-puck racing clutches in here. It doesn't look too good. Wow. Anyway. I'm gonna take this flywheel off. And I'm just gonna see if the transmission will bolt up to this, which it looks like it should. And then we'll go from there. Let's see here. One more. All right. No, not fitting. Let's look at it again. Scratches head, walks off, Maybe if I lift up the engine a little bit, it'll work. Let's see. Just gotta be at the right angle, that's all. That wouldn't be the right angle. Oh, don't drop it, bud. Alright. Look at it again. Nope. Alright, let's see if I can get it this time. We're gonna lift up the engine again. No, we're not. We're gonna go back. We're gonna get something else. Oh, that's right. A block. We gotta block it up. We're gonna make it the same height. Make it level. That'll make it fit. Let's see here. Oh boy. We might have something here. Look at that. Nice and level. Alright. Oh, you done went too far now, bud. Oh boy. Will I ever figure it out? This block, convinced this block is gonna help. Still in denial at this point. Alright. Oh boy. This isn't working how I planned it out. Not at all. Alright, here I am, once again, still in denial. Trying to bolt here, trying to bolt there. Twist it, turn it. It's like, I've got to be doing something wrong. I know this transmission fits. I know it fits. I know. Look right here. That hole lines up. That dowel pan lines up. Let me just tighten it up a little bit. Nope. Still not working. That starter, that cutout for the starter does not look right. Let's lift it up off the ground. That'll help for sure. Nope. Not working. Not the right transmission. After realizing today that I had the wrong transmission, my buddy Cedro right here.
What's going on, brothers?
He had this one at the house, so I'm gonna see if this is the right one. I know it's different because the bolt holes right here are different. It seems like it might line up. I won't know until I try it, so. Just in case anyone's having the same issues I'm having. That's a D50 trans. That's a D50 trans. And that's a 4G63T trans. Rear-wheel drive, front-wheel drive. See the differences? That. And if you look here, everything seems to match up between these two. I'm hoping it is. I'm not taking the engine off the stand to see for right now, but I'm thinking I got a winner. We'll do some measurements real quick and then go from there.